It's 7 o'clock on a weeknight and you've officially been done with work for an hour and a half. You've already had dinner. Maybe you've even done a workout. Now it's time to unwind. What do you find yourself doing? Do you turn on Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu or Disney Plus or Peacock or YouTube? What are we missing when we spend our entire life streaming content? 1, 2, 3 hours a day, every night, instead of doing something useful and productive with our time. Now, don't get me wrong, I love watching great shows, and I love watching documentaries, and there are certainly ways that you can learn things on any one of those sources that I just mentioned, but are we missing out on something more? Reading a book a week is a daunting task for anybody, but it's going to be particularly challenging for me given all of the other objectives and goals and things that I want to get done in 2021. How am I going to find time to fit all of these things into my schedule and still make enough progress on a book every single week to knock out 52 over the course of a year? In today's video, I'm going to talk about the strategies that I'm going to put in place to ensure that I make reading a part of my daily routine. I'm also going to talk about some reasons why reading is important to me and why science says it should be important to you. Besides the obvious benefit of exposing you to new words and ways of using your language that you might not otherwise encounter through other forms of media, science suggests that reading frequently helps build your vocabulary through a phenomenon known as the Matthew effect, which, in the context of reading, is that good readers are often likely to continue to read, and poor readers are likely to avoid it. That means that the good readers who are reading frequently are going to become better readers, and the poor readers who shy away from that are going to get worse and worse over time. According to a 2009 study from the University of Sussex, reading as little as 6 minutes a day can reduce your stress levels by up to 68%, which is more than going for a walk, listening to your favorite music.
By the way, Still the One by Orleans, one of the greatest songs ever written, period.
Or drinking a hot beverage like coffee or tea. The authors attribute this to the immersion that reading offers to the participant, which allows them to set aside reality and fully engage their mind in the narrative as opposed to other things that might distract them. Now, this one doesn't apply to me quite yet, but for readers over the age of 50, a 2016 Yale University study suggests that those who read 30 minutes or more a day are, on average, likely to have a 2-year greater lifespan than non-readers. Most interesting from this study is that the benefits from reading a book every day applied to participants regardless of their health, education, gender, or wealth. So how am I going to pull this off? Reading a book a week is going to be super challenging, so I need to set myself up for success by taking steps to ensure that I always have access to reading material. So how am I going to do this? Well, first off, I'm going to make sure that there are books everywhere. So for instance, I have books here on my desk so that in between meetings, I can jump in and read a few pages. I also have a ton of books on the shelf here in my office. I have books on my nightstand next to my bed so that I can always read a few pages before I fall asleep. This next one might be a bit optimistic, but assuming we see a post-COVID world in 2021, I'm going to drop a bunch of books in my car so that if I'm out and about and I've got 15 or 20 minutes to kill, I can knock out some reading wherever I'm at. Lastly, I'm going to make use of my local library. And again, some of you might be thinking, okay, how are you going to do that during COVID? It's going to be maybe difficult to get into your library and spend the time that you need to find the right book. What most of you might not know is that many local libraries and library systems participate with an app called Hoopla, which allows you to log in with your library credentials and get access to hundreds of thousands of ebooks and audiobooks. Check it out. It's a really great way to have immediate access to tons of content on your phone or tablet or whatever device you're using. Now, you might be asking yourself, what kind of books is Adam going to read? What does he have on his list for knocking out a book a week this year? The answer is everything, with maybe the exception of romance novels, which I really don't connect with in any meaningful way. So if you're interested to see what I have on my list of things that I actually want to read this year so far, which is not complete by any means, go and check out goodreads.com and follow me at The Adam Newton. There you can track my progress and see the books that I've read in the past, the ones I'm reading now, and the ones that I'm looking forward to reading later in 2021. I hope this video has given you some understanding and clarity on why I want to read a book a week in 2021. I think it's a really important challenge that will give me the opportunity to learn new skills and expose myself to worlds that I might not have ever otherwise experienced. If you're interested in joining me on my book a week challenge, or you just want to list your own reading challenge for 2021, drop a comment below or find me on Goodreads, and we can keep track and stay accountable together. Thanks for listening, and get reading.